Hi students and friends, welcome to the channel Learn and Teach by Sir Ayaz. So I will continue my CAIE 5070 past papers and I was doing summer 22 and the variant was 11. I'm already done till question number 20. So I will continue from question number 21. Which statement is correct? A. An enzyme is a biological catalyst that decreases the activation energy of a reaction. This is the correct statement. So I will circle the statement. For your convenience, I am reading the other statement. B, an enzyme is a biological catalyst that increases the activation energy of a reaction. Wrong. Enzyme decreases the activation energy of a reaction. C, an enzyme is a compound of a transition element that decreases the activation energy of a reaction. It's not necessary that it's a compound. It might be transition element. So this is also wrong. D, an enzyme is a compound of a transition element that increases the activation energy of a reaction. This is also wrong. 22. Nitrogen dioxide NO2 is a dark brown gas that decomposes as shown in the equation. NO2 gas gives 2NO gas plus O2 gas. The diagram shows a glass flask containing a mixture of the three gases. The mixture is pale brown. More oxygen is forced into the flask. This reaction reaches to equilibrium state. So if we force more oxygen into the flask, what will happen? The equilibrium shift towards the reactant side, or the jar will turn more brown. So which color change is seen in the mixture? A, it becomes a darker brown. This looks correct statement to me. B, it becomes a paler brown. No, because we have more NO2, so it will turn darker brown. C, it turns colorless. This is again wrong. D, there is no change. This is also wrong. 23. Concentrated hydrochloric acid is oxidized by manganate 4 oxide MnO2. What are two products of this reaction? During the oxidation by manganese 4 oxide, Mn4 changes into Mn plus 2. We know that. And also, during its reaction with hydrochloric acid, it oxidizes chloride ion into chlorine gas. So choice A is wrong, because in this Mn2 plus and Cl negative is produced. Choice B is Mn2 plus and Cl2, and this looks correct to me. For your convenience, I am reading the other statements also. Mn6 plus and Cl negative, this is again wrong. D, Mn6 plus and Cl2, this is also wrong. 24. The table gives some information about 4 redox reactions. Which row gives correct information about what is oxidized and the evidence that this is oxidation? Equation A, CuO plus C gives CO plus Cu. What is oxidized in this reaction? In the reaction, C is oxidized in this reaction, and they've written copper. So this is wrong. B, Na plus half Cl2 gives NaCl. What is oxidized in the reaction? Sodium. This is correct. Sodium is oxidized because on the reactant side, the charge on Na is 0. And on the product side, it will changes to +1. Evidence for this oxidation: sodium has lost an electron. This is also correct. So B will be the right statement for this question. For your convenience, I am reading the other equations also. C, N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. What is oxidized in this reaction? Nitrogen? No, this is wrong. Nitrogen is not oxidized, because if you look at the reactant side, the charge on nitrogen is 0. On the product side, it's more electronegative than hydrogen, so it will acquire -3 charge. So it is reduced, not oxidized. So this is also wrong. C, ZnNO3 plus Mg gives MgNO3 whole twice plus Zn. What is oxidized in this reaction? Zinc. Wrong. because on the reactant side zinc is carrying +2 charge. On the product side, it will carry minus charge, which means it is reduced, not oxidized. So this is also wrong. 25. Which statement about acids and bases is correct? A. All strong acids react with carbonates, but all weak acids do not. This is not true, because all the acids react with carbonates, whether it's strong or weak. B. The oxides of group 1 metals are amphoteric. This is also wrong, because the oxides of group 1 metals are basic, not amphoteric. C. The pH of 1 mole per dm cube ethanoic acid CH3COH is higher than the pH of 1 mole per dm cube sulfuric acid H2SO4. Sulfuric acid is a strong acid, while ethanoic acid is a weak acid. Weaker the acid, higher will be the pH. Stronger acid will have lower pH than weaker acids. So C looks correct to me. For your convenience, I am reading the last statement also. D. The pH of 1 mole per dm cube nitric acid HNO3 is lower than the pH of 1 mole per dm cube hydrochloric acid. This is wrong. The reason is that both are strong acids, so both have lower pH. 26. Some types of chemical reaction are listed. 1. Acid base. 2. Combustion. 3. Redox. Which types of reaction occur in a blast furnace during the extraction of iron? All these three reactions are taking place in blast furnace during the extraction of iron. So choice A will be the right answer. 27. Which method should be used to make a pure sample of potassium chloride? In A, we are adding AgCl to KNO3. We know that all chlorides are soluble except LMS. L means lead, M means mercury, S means silver. So the chloride of silver is insoluble. So you can't add insoluble silver chloride to potassium nitrate to make potassium chloride. So this is wrong. B. Adding excess K2CO3 to HCl aqueous. K2CO3 is solid, so we need concentrated acid. So this is also incorrect. C. Mixing KNO3 aqueous plus NaCl aqueous. Both are salts of highly reactive metals. Potassium and sodium are among highly reactive metals. So this reaction can't take place. Only D will be the right answer for this question. We have to titrate KOH aqueous plus HCl aqueous. 28. A pure sample of lead sulfate is made by reacting aqueous solutions of two salts. The lead sulfate form is then separated from the mixture. Which solutions and method of separation are used? We are making lead sulfate by reacting aqueous solution of two salts. And we know that lead sulfate is insoluble, so it will be left as a residue. So if you react lead chloride plus sodium sulfate, so this method is incorrect. The reason is that lead chloride is insoluble. So both choice A and B are incorrect. Choice C and D are correct. For choice C, lead nitrate is mixed with potassium sulfate to get lead sulfate and potassium nitrate, and the method of separation will be filtration. Crystallization is written, so this is also wrong. D will be the right answer in this case, because the method of separation is filtration. 29. Which statement is correct? A. Food can be preserved by using sulfur dioxide. This is correct. B. In the contact process, oxygen reacts with sulfur to make sulfur trioxide. This is wrong, because oxygen reacts with sulfur to produce sulfur dioxide, not sulfur trioxide. C. Sulfur dioxide is used to kill bacteria present in wood pulp. No, it's not used to kill bacteria. D. Sulfuric acid is used as a bleach. This is also wrong. 30. Element Y is in period 3 of the periodic table. It forms a chloride that is a liquid at room temperature. Which row shows correct information about the group number and the nature of the oxide of element Y? Now they are saying element Y is in period 3 of the periodic table and it's forming an oxide which is a liquid at room temperature. If the chloride exists in liquid state at room temperature pressure, then it means it must be covalent. Covalent compound. Chloride must be covalent. So chloride must be covalent and it must be acidic. The nature of the oxide of element Y must be acidic. Oxide of Y must be acidic. So A is wrong. B is metals. So you can't make acidic oxide. So this is also wrong. C, number 4, group number 4, nature of the oxide is amphoteric. This is also wrong. D is the only choice which looks correct to me because in this showing group 6 and the nature of oxide is acidic. So D will be the right answer for this one. 31. Which gases are used in light bulbs? 1. Argon. 2. Oxygen. Wrong. 3. Neon. So 1 and 3 is correct. So C will be the right answer. Because both of these, argon, neon, are inert gases. Provide inert atmosphere. (32) The carbonates of metals W, X, and Y are heated, and the results are shown. W, the color of metal carbonate for W is white, and the gas given off by the carbonate of W turns lime water cloudy, and the color of the compound after heating yellow when hot, white when cold. X, the color of metal carbonate is green, and the gas given off turns lime water milky. Yes, color of the compound or element after heating is black. Y, the color of metal carbonate is white. Gas given off of which turns lime water cloudy. No gas is produced here. Color after heating, no change. These experimental results can be used to write statements about W, X, and Y. 1. The carbonates of W and X gave off carbon dioxide on heating. We know that carbon dioxide is a gas which turns lime water milky. So this is the right statement. 2. Metals X and Y are less reactive than metal W. This is wrong because the carbonate of Y does not decompose. So Y will be the one of the highly reactive metals from these. So this is wrong. 3. X could be copper. Yes, X could be copper because the color of the carbonate is green. So 1 and 3 is the right statement. C will be the right answer for this question. 33. The diagram shows an experiment to determine the percentage of oxygen in air. We have bell jar, lit candle, water. Which diagram shows the correct level of water after the candle stops burning? You know the percentage of oxygen in air is 19 to 21%. So the level of the water will increase by 19 to 21%, which means that C will be the right answer for this question. 34. Two statements are given. Statement 1. The percentage of carbon by mass is greater in methane than in butane. MR of methane is 12 plus 4, 16. So if you will find the percentage of carbon in methane, so 12 multiplied by 100 divided by 16. %75. MR of butane. The formula of butane is C4H10. We have 4 carbon atoms, so 4 multiplied by 12. 12 is the AR of carbon. We'll get 48. 48 plus 10, 58. So 58 will be the MR of butane. In order to get the percentage of carbon, we will multiply 48 by 100 and divided by 58. The percentage will be 48, 100 divided by 58, 82.7, which means this statement is wrong. Statement 2, butane is one of the 2 isomers with the molecular formula C4H10. Yes, this is correct. Which statements are correct? Only statement number 2 is correct. So C will be the right answer. 35. 1 mole of each of the compounds shown is completely combusted. C5H12O, C6H12, C6H14, C6H14O. How many of the compounds need exactly 9 moles of oxygen for complete combustion? I am writing the combustion reaction for each of these. For C5H12O, when you react it with oxygen in complete combustion, we will get carbon dioxide, CO2 plus H2O. Now let's balance the equation. We have 5 moles of carbon dioxide and 6 moles of water. So in order to balance the oxygen, let's count the number of atoms of oxygen on the product or right hand side. We have 5 to the 10 plus 6. So we have 16 oxygen. And we have already 1 oxygen attached with C5H12. So we need 15 oxygen. So we'll have 15 divided by 15 divided by 2. So this is wrong. This can't be needing 9 moles of oxygen. What about C6H12? C6H12 plus O2 gives CO2 plus H2O. Let's balance the equation. We have 6 CO2. What about hydrogen? 6 H2O. 6 to the 12. 12 plus 6, 18. We need 18 atoms of oxygen on the reactant side. So I have to write 9 before O2. So C6H12 will be one of the compound needing 9 moles of oxygen. What about C6H14? C6H14 plus O2 gives CO2 plus H2O. Carbon, the number of moles of carbon dioxide will be 6. What about water? We have 7 moles of water. Now add up the number of atoms of oxygen on the product side. 6 to the 12 and 12 plus 7, 19. So we need 19 atoms of oxygen. So we have 19 divided by 2. Or even you can write 9.5 O2. So this is this can't be one of the compound needing 9 moles of oxygen. We are left with C6H14O. C6H14O plus O2 gives CO2 plus H2O. The number of moles of carbon dioxide will be 6 and water will be 7H2O. For number of atoms on the right hand side or the product side will be 6 multiplied by 2, 12 plus 7 gives 19. So in this we need 9 moles of O2 because O is already attached with C6H14. So this also needs 9 moles of oxygen. So answer B will be the right one for this question. Now 36, the reactants and products of two reactions are shown. Reaction 1, C3H6 plus H2O gives X. Reaction 2, X plus O2 gives CO2 plus H2O. Which row correctly describes these two reactions? Identity of compound X. Compound X must be alcohol. And we have 3 carbon atoms. So we'll get C3H7OH. This is propanol. So either C is correct or D is correct. A and B is incorrect. What about the condition for reaction 1? It needs heat and catalyst. What about reaction 2? Reaction 2 is combustion reaction. It's not decomposition. So choice D will be the right answer for this question. 37. Which statement about carboxylic acid is correct? A. All carboxylic acid include the group COH. This is right. This is the only right statement. I am reading the other statements for your convenience. B. Ethanoic acid reacts with both copper 2 oxide and copper. This is wrong because copper is among less reactive metals. C. Methanoic acid formed by bacterial oxidation present in vinegar. So methanoic acid is not formed by bacterial oxidation. Instead, it's ethanoic acid. So this is also wrong. D. Propanoic acid decolorizes acidified potassium magnate 7. Propanoic acid does not decolorize acidified potassium magnate. Instead, it's propanol, which decolorizes potassium magnate. So this is also wrong. 38. The structure of an ester is shown. This is the structure of an ester. What is the name of this ester? This is alkyl group. This is alkanoid group. We have 3 carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3. So it must be propyl. So either C is correct or D is correct. Both A and B is wrong. What about the alkanoid ion? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It must be butanoid. Propyl butanoid. The ester is propyl butanoid. So C will be the right answer for this question. 39. Polyethylene is formed by dash polymerization of ethene. One must be addition. The formation of nylon and terylene are examples of condensation polymerization because both involve the release of a simple molecule like water. Proteins contain the same amide linkage as nylon. So you write amide here. Fats contain the same dash linkage as terylene. So it must be ester linkage. On hydrolysis, proteins form amino acids. So if you look at all the choices, only choice A will be the correct one for this question. 40. The repeat unit of a polymer is shown. This is a repeat unit for polymer. Which monomer would produce this polymer? Now I am writing the possible monomers. Even this one also gives this polymer. So only one choice is correct here, and that is A. Thanks for watching. Press like and share my videos, give comments. For more videos, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon.